and sat under a terebinth tree at Ophrah, which belonged to Joash the Abiezrite, and his son Gideon was beating wheat in the winepress. Hear what he added. Instead of the threshing floor to hide and save it from the Midianites. So he was beating wheat in the winepress. That means he was trying to confuse the Midianite. It's just like you have money. Instead of putting it in a bank, you go to a farm. So that anybody who is looking for those who have money won't go to farm, they will go to bank. That's what this guy was doing here. Telling you that he was living in the level of fear. Now, verse 12, see what the angel said. And the angel of the Lord appeared to him and said unto him, the Lord is with you, O brave man. If you see the King James, they called him, O mighty man of valor. How can a brave man be hiding away from his enemies? Because the environment gave him a different identity. Whereas from heaven, they were looking at a contradiction. They were looking at the deliverer of Israel. And the deliverer of Israel was looking for who will deliver him. So the angel saluted him, and the guy was confused because he had a body, and I'll speak about bodies later. But this is to let you know that the reason the great deliverer in him did not rise was because he never knew that he was a mighty man. Somebody will hear how they salute you in heaven. If you hear how they salute you in heaven, you'll be shocked that you have never lived on earth. Some of you here who say you are hungry and you are saying, God, how will we survive tomorrow? They will show up from heaven and call you the one who feeds nations. And then you are wondering, am I that person? Me who is trying to feed? Somebody who thinks he will die because doctor told you you will die next week. The angel will come and tell you you are the hope of Calabar for the next 70 years. And you say, sir, I don't know. They say I will die tomorrow. You are not about to die, sir. You just need to connect to your heavenly dimension. And I prophesy over you, that connection happens tonight. Thou mighty man of valor. He said, I have seen an abomination on the face of the earth. He said, princes are trekking, while beggars are riding on horses. One of the reasons why princes are begging is because they don't know their identity. The day you know your identity, you will discover that something will wake up on your inside. And when I speak about identity, I'm not talking about your village. I'm not talking about where you came from in the flesh. Because the Bible spoke about Satan. He said, don't be afraid of the one that can destroy the flesh. So there are forces that can rule over the flesh. So when you are talking about your real identity, you must migrate beyond the realms of the flesh. Because see, when man was created to have 3 lives. And man is the only creature that has 3 lives. When God created man, he created spirit, he created body, and he formed the soul. So that man will have identities in 3 realms. But the problem with us is that we only define ourselves from the constituency of the flesh. If you read the book of Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, it said, let us make man in our own image. It said, and after the image of God, he made man. Male and female, he made them both. So according to God's agenda, male and female is man. From eternity, it is on earth that gender happens, and gender is respected because of another operation of ordination, like marriage and like childbirth. Are you following this? Right? But as far as the eternal dimension of ordination is concerned, all of us came from God. If you study the word, let us make man, is the word bara. It means he came out of nothing. That's why Reverend was speaking a moment ago. He said, we came from God. So the raw material for your making is not sand, it's God. Miles Moreau said we are called human because we are humus man. We are actually God hid in dust. So your first essence is spirit. And so the only life that can sustain your spirit is the same life that sustains God. That's why Genesis 2:9, he said God planted a tree in the garden. And there he said the tree of life was also planted. So God expected the man to be eating of the tree of life so that his spirit can live. But not make the mistake. He had already given him another life.